So as a child, because I didn't have that, traditional home, I remember being a kid, and I used to watch the Brady Bunch. And I used to be like, yo, I want a family like that. Like, I remember saying it to myself. And I remember friends, like, they want to drive these kind of cars and live in these type of neighborhoods. I wasn't really thinking about that kind of stuff. I was just like, you know what? Like, one day, I just want to have a happy family. Like, I want to come home, and I want my kids to, like, run up to me, Dad. When they get older, I want them to be proud of me. They just had it going on. You know what I'm saying? They never, like, really argued. You know what I'm saying? Like, they worked everything out. And so I remember growing up, like, yo, one day, I'm gonna put them through college. Like, they're gonna go to, these big colleges and whatever. And I had dreams, right? I had dreams. I didn't really start talking to my biological father, like literally having a conversation with my biological father until I was 30. I don't know who my grandfather is. My mom got pregnant with me at 17 years old. Like, this is my reality. I didn't have the people in my life that were supposed to be in my life, so I made some stupid decisions, dropped out of high school, homeless, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash can. And I know a lot of you are adults, and you're adulting, and sometimes you don't have time for dreams and goals and stuff, right? But I want you to do me a favor, like, don't let life do you like that. Don't do that. We're not doing that right now. Like, don't let life put you in a situation where you are helping somebody else make their dreams become a reality that you forgot you have your own. Like, don't do that. Don't get so caught up giving some job 30, 40, 50, 60 hours of your day that you don't have any time left for yourself. So when I dropped out of high school and I started going to this church and let me speak, I picked up the mic. I was 16 years old, I picked up the mic. I'm not gonna say it was the best speech I ever did, but when I picked up that mic and got off that stage, I was like, yep, I can do it. We all go through pain. We all go through pain. We all go through something. I always tell people, we all go through pain. Get a reward for yours. I earned the right to be here. I grinded to be here. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning the last 13 years. When I wake up every day, like, I claim that. I ain't playing games. This ain't about, like, putting up something on YouTube. That's like an after effect. Don't let life put you in a circumstance or a situation where you stop dreaming. I remember CJ, he's the president of my organization, and CJ and I used to talk, and I was like, CJ, that's not real. And he said, E, don't let the truth mess up a good story. I'm not interested in your reality right now. I want you to get back to your dreams. I'm not interested in how much your student loans are. I'm not interested. Because your student loans are sucking your dream. For some of you, that contract messed you up. You soft now. You ain't as hungry as you was when you was in high school. You ain't as hungry as you was when you was in college. You ain't as hungry as you were your first year. You ain't as hungry as you were your second year. I wouldn't have time to tell you about all the trauma that I went through in my life. But I just figured since I went through so much trauma, I might as well use the trauma to make all my dreams become a reality. I'm competing against everybody else in the world. I'm not mad at them, I'm not against them, but when you number one, you don't have to negotiate with your check. When you I remember when I was like number 25 or something, they would be like, okay, you got to fly here, you got to fly. Now I tell people how I fly. I tell people where I stay, where I don't stay. You can't let that thing that devastated you in 1989, the thing that devastated you in 1996, 2001, like, you can't wake up every day to 2001. 2001 was a tragedy, yes, it was, but you can't stay there. You can't keep waking up to that. You don't know how many days you have left. You don't want to be wasting days. Like, you're not God. Like, you don't create. You can't wake yourself up. You don't know how many days you have left. You can't be playing with the days you have. I want you to write down those dreams and goals that you still have that you have not accomplished. I want you to write them down. Now, do me a favor. Don't adult me. Don't life me. I'm not interested right now in reality. I don't want to talk about reality right now. I just want you to put some energy on your goals. All right? I want you to put some energy on your goals. Because what's keeping you from that, we're gonna have to talk about that, and we're gonna have to deal with that today, and we're gonna have to finish that for the rest of our lives. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get back to the basics. And I want you to write down on the other side what's keeping you from those, and just be real. You should be an ATM machine. You should be able to produce money. You shouldn't have to go to nobody to get money. You should be able to produce money on your own. You are a walking ATM machine. When you were created with a gift. Now, the fact that if you use it or not, that don't got nothing to do with nobody. Those of you who watch people on TV and you go, oh, and you admire them and you love them, and some of you watch so much TV because you really want to live your dreams through somebody else. You're not ready to do the work.
There's a one type of dude who feel like because he's gifted that it's just an automatic road for him. Let me tell y'all something. You are gifted, but you better humble yourself.
I want you to look at your goals, and I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you know what it takes to make that happen?
We all have 24 hours. All right, what makes some of us average, makes some of us good, some of us great, is not the family you was born into. Right? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with your socioeconomic status. It has everything to do with how you command your life.
Real simple. The first thing I'm gonna ask you, do you know what it takes? That's it. So one day I woke up and was like, okay, stop talking about what you don't have. You need to know what you don't know so you can get to where you're trying to get to.
This is why this is important, because if you know me, you know I have never been sponsored by nobody, but I'm still the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Like, for real, you ain't seen me on TV.
I went from being a high school dropout, getting a GED, to having a PhD. Listen to me, the only thing it takes is knowing what it takes.
What I'm trying to get you to understand is, when you understand you have an opportunity, you play a little different.
I remember before being in that room with Warren Buffett, I'd never even thought about making that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see celebrities, they always photoshopped. So I get in the room with Warren Buffett, and what blows my mind is that he's human. He didn't come in with an Italian suit on. He came in with like a normal, I'm like, that's a normal suit. You look at the rapper, my man just got some money. He got it all of it right there. He looking to get robbed. I'm like, bro, you just got robbed me all over you. This was Warren Buffett. Like I saw his shoes. I'm like, yo, you can get those at Macy's. I'm looking at my man like, them some Macy's shoes. He was already one of the richest men in the world. He didn't have to come in and impress nobody. He didn't have to come in and prove that he was rich, because we know he rich. I'm like, what are them? amazing feeling. Like you can be your authentic self.
You only sweet if you. If you ain't you, E, you ain't that sweet. And so what a lot of you are doing because you want an opportunity, you are compromising your authenticity to get that opportunity. Stop. You sweet. You got it going on.
And I sat there listening to this man talk, and I was like, whoa, my mom worked for Ford. She later got married. The person that became my father worked at GM. My whole life, I never heard that conversation before. I had only heard the working class language.
When you go to the pros, everybody you playing is a pro.
It was a different language. And I walked out of that room, was like, yo, I know what it takes. And that's what I was commissioned to do. Like that's the command.
This is why I say you need all. This is why I get up in the morning and pray. I don't pray because I'm no religious freak. I didn't grow up in church. I pray because it works.
That the first commandment, first one in Genesis, was I was commissioned to be fruitful, to multiply.
I want you to have money. I'm just saying, don't act like money is a PhD. It's not. It is the easiest part of wealth that you can accumulate. That's the one you can get the easiest. So let's not focus on that one since that's the easiest one. Let's try to get to the top, which is whole. Fight for your authenticity. Are you hearing me? Like, yo, stop compromising. Stop compromising, y'all.